When Congressman Elijah Cummings calls you a racist, your reaction is what?
Well, I think the word has really gone down a long way because everybody's called a racist now. Her own party called Nancy Pelosi a racist 2 weeks ago. The word is so overused, it's such a disgrace. And I can tell you, I'm the least racist person there is in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And they use it almost when they run out of things to criticize you. They say, he's a racist, he's a racist. Now, in some cases, it's true. There are people that are racist, bad people. But with me, they have a hard time getting away with it, and they don't get away with it. And if you look at what I've done for African Americans between, look at criminal justice reform. President Obama tried so hard to get it, he couldn't get it. You look at opportunity zones, and then, of course, look at the opportunity zones are a tremendous success, by the way, not covered. But we did that as really an experiment. It's most successful. I think it's one of the most successful things ever done for the inner cities. It's turned out to be. Tim Scott of South Carolina worked very, very hard on it. So many other people did, and it's really become a great success. The biggest beneficiary are African American. The African American population, it's incredible what's happened. But between that criminal justice reform, and then, of course, the biggest thing is the lowest unemployment rate in the history of this country for African Americans. Lowest in the history by far. It's not even close. But so when you see those things, and when people, if the news, the lamestream or mainstream or whatever you want to call it, media or fake news, if it would be covered, people would feel a lot different. But they don't talk about that. They don't talk about opportunity zones. I don't think I've ever seen anything about opportunity zones. I don't think I've seen, when I did criminal justice reform, everybody would say, oh, I won't tell you names because I'm not looking to build them up, but the biggest names were there on the other side, liberal side and conservative side. It was very bipartisan. But they don't even talk about it anymore. If somebody else did it, if President Obama did criminal justice reform, which is so good for the African Americans, so good, so important, letting Alice out, getting our shit, 28 years left to serve. Jack Johnson, who was so unjustly convicted, the great heavyweight champion from the early 1900s. So many things we've done. If President Obama did that, it would have been great. When I do it, Steve, when I do it, people don't want to talk about it.